Here we go. And we're back. James and Flav now. Every single stream. It would not be a James Allcott stream if I did not talk initially, if it was muted up. Me and Flav had some amazing chat there that you will never, ever see. It's probably one of the best intros I've ever done, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I was just talking about it looks like I'm living in a cave. I'm not. I've just turned the light off in the kitchen and I've got this fucking horrible ring light that's shining in my eyes. So people.
Here we go. You know what's going on, Luke, because you've done it. That's we've all made mistakes. We've all made mistakes.
I had my laptop on. I wasn't muted. All right, I apologise.
Okay. Jesus. So we are going to be talking about your favourite E's in football. Not like that.
The song.
All right, yeah. Were you a drum and bass head? Has that ever come? That's a D, isn't it? But we can talk about it.
No. I mean, I tried my best, but it's not very good music, is it? I'm just gonna let my dog in. You chat.
Okay, right, guys. Welcome to the James and Flav podcast. Maria's there. Johnny Skeets is there. Ryan Senior's there. Artin Barawi, my guy. Bradley Gore, Nelson Krebs, Coke 22, Matthew McMahon. All the boys and girls are there. Welcome to today's podcast. We're going to be talking about Edda. Remember him? We're going to talk about Eze, hopefully. Bire Eze. We're going to be talking about Samuel Eto'o. We can touch on Stefan Effenberg if you want to. And then a whole host of other ones. But we're also going to talk about... Joe, I wanted to kick off with, actually. So non-football related E. Like, you get one non-football related E. And I'm kicking off. And it's a big subject here, right? Eggs.
Oh, mate, I feel day about eggs.
So I've made this ranking. No, I haven't, guys. I haven't. Ranking eggs. That would have been too low, I think, if we'd have gone that far down the road.
Well, no, I mean, I want to do it because there is there's a clear issue where some people eat boiled eggs, i.e., you.
Yeah, although I've calmed down a bit.
Good, because you're that was the most pathetic element of you as a human being. Is the fact that you used into Ball Street, you'd come in with this little Tupperware box with some paper so the eggs wouldn't crack on your commute. Because you'd often get on a bike and ride in like a proper good Surrey boy, you know. And what you used to do, Jim, really wind me up. To the point where I was thinking, like, I love you, but right now I don't like you. And what it was is he'd get a boiled egg and he'd roll it across a desk, right, so that it would crack and he could eat the horrible, worst kind of egg that is a boiled egg. So if you're gonna rank them, I can do it for you right now. Boiled egg. And then there's just a tier of that you can't divide in terms of fried, poached, and scrambled. They're all great.
Hang on, sorry. What was your first egg? What was your top egg?
Top egg, I can't tell. I don't know. I think poached is the elite kind of way to eat an egg. Fried egg and scrambled egg, I can't separate. One thing
I will die by is the idea that a poached egg, doing the whiskey poached egg, is a waste of egg. You lose out on a lot of egg there. Whereas if you get yourself a poach pouch, if you've learned anything from today's podcast, get yourself a poach pouch, pop your egg in there. You will lose. You'll literally probably gain about 30% egg. And I mean, that's the world we want to live in.
If you're a Paralympian, it's difficult to make a poached egg for you because you've only got one hand or something. Then use one of those little plastic things. But anyone else, a little pot of water, right, and then take it off the heat once it's boiling. Stir it up, put vinegar in the water, stir it up so there's a little whirlpool. Crack an egg in the middle, and it gives you a beautiful poached egg. You don't lose anything.
No, you do, mate. There's all the residue around the side. Anyway, it doesn't work for me.
Residue, Jim. Your residue.
Fair point. Do you know what I did watch? We'll get to it. I don't know. This isn't an E either, to be honest, but I started watching Joe Weller's just done a video. Actually, it begins with an E, so we're fine. Ending this now. I might get done for copyright now, so I'm going to get off that quickly. I've just realised, bloody hell, after last week. I must say, actually, so the pod is on. It's on iTunes, so you can go and watch that. Listen to that, sorry. But I can't put it back up because it got done for copyright. So, apologies. That's all I can say when it comes to that.
Just say, Jim, all I can see is just the still of Wella's screen.
Well, so we should be fine. We should be fine with the picture. But yeah, Joe Weller, he's just. So the reason I bring this up is because he's done another video about talking about his mental health, which I think is actually, we haven't chatted about it too much on this, but we're like week 5 now, aren't we? And obviously different people got to find different ways to kind of keep themselves feeling good. And Joe Weller's he's had a bit of a, you can always see he's kind of wears his heart on his sleeve a lot. And I think you saw that with the boxing. And with the boxing, I did wonder, like, whoever lost that, it was going to sting for quite a while. And Joe Weller obviously lost it. And in this video, he's kind of talking, he's being super honest, like more honest than I would ever try and be. But he basically was looking to do a vlog, started recording it, and he was trying. And he got so upset that he basically has made a video about how upset he got making the video that he was trying to make.
What was he trying to make? What was the vlog about?
I think the vlog was just about, I'm going to look at some old videos. And basically he was talking about how, his videos haven't been up to the sort of level that he's wanted them to be in the last couple of years. But yeah, I was just sort of, the reason I bring it up as well is, so the next episode of The Process, I've chat to Johnny Nelson. And Johnny, I don't know if anyone's seen this, but whilst the fight between KSI and Logan Paul, the second one was on its way out in the lead up to it, Joe Weller did this amazing video with Johnny Nelson. And Johnny Nelson was talking about how the fight will go, how difficult it will be, how how's it going to work out, and all this stuff. And then there was a moment when you see Joe Weller was kind of loving all the training and stuff. And Johnny Nelson said to him, like, look, you need to fight again. I know you've got it. You just had one of those days. And apparently I'm way too loud here. I'll just put myself down. You've just had one of those days. And Joe Weller was like, yeah, okay, maybe. And he basically hasn't obviously fought since then, and he's sort of toyed around it. He's done all the other bits and pieces, but he hasn't got back to it. I brought it up with Johnny Nelson when we did The Process, and he was saying, like, the offer still stands. I would coach Joe Weller. He needs to get back out there, and be it boxing or be it another challenge to make himself sort of understand how great he is as a person. He needs to go out and do that. And so I'm like. Yeah. But now I'm kind of, I look at that and I'm thinking, oh God, is that something you should like, is that something I should still be putting out? Because you don't want to kind of upset a guy who's sort of, you can tell he's going on a proper little journey trying to figure out who he is at the moment.
No, because that's good advice, Jimmy. You're not attacking him. You're not exploiting his current situation. It's advice that he could probably benefit from. The problem, I've got a massive issue. Like, since the YouTube boxing thing's become a massive thing, they're all stepping into a world they don't really understand. And what the issue with Joe Weller and KSI after their fight, what they continue to do afterwards is Joe Weller had to be humble because he lost, and KSI continued to be an arsehole. After the gloating, the laughing, he was still YouTube, but forgetting that he actually was in a fight with someone who had the balls to get in the ring as well. And that's the respect and diligence of boxers who actually do it for a career, realize how dangerous it is and how respectful you have to be to other people. For them to come out and realize that someone like KFC, well, it's going to be views for me if I'm taking the piss out of Joe Weller. And there's no value in me going, it was a good fight. I'm humble and respectful. What he did is just laughed at him, and that makes that KSI is more pathetic. It's a much more pathetic position for KSI to be. It's embarrassing actually for him to react that way, and it's an embarrassing thing for the YouTube community and the people that watch YouTube and all the people that subscribe to them to feed off that. You're as everybody, every single one of you are doing that is as much as of an embarrassment as KSI is to boxing. So, so for Joe Weller to come out of this having lost, to not get the respect from dickhead, is the same. That would create a massive issue for him.
You can see it. So it has really, it's a long, and he's in the video. I haven't got to the end of it yet, but the way he's talking, he's just like, He's sick of moaning. He's sick of moaning about it. It's like
He needs
it's
to.
difficult to
I
watch.
think he needs to walk away. I think the problem with the YouTube industry is that it's so young, and so many young people have had massive success, and they're not formed. They don't know how to look at the world. They have no idea how to take hardship or adversity and times where you're not successful. They have no idea about that because all they've had is success, fame, and adulation from the YouTube community.
Yeah.
So they haven't
Such a
had.
unique life to live, though, isn't it?
It's
Like,
so unique. There's nothing that's come before it. There's nothing. It's like you think of it like the amount of pressure that footballers come under, and there was like certainly in the modern day, there was 40, 50 years of football where it became a massive thing and massive audiences followed it. Before Ronaldo, Messi, and before them Figo and Ronaldo, the original Ronaldo, even before David Beckham. So there was a template of how to deal with success. With YouTube, there was nothing. There is nothing. My advice to it's worth nothing, obviously, because I could never really understand what's going through Joe Weller's or KSI's or anyone's head. My advice would be to walk away, find something else to do, and realize that the value in life is so far from the opinion of other people.
I think that's what he's so validated by something like that, because it happened to him so young. So for him to get the ick, you can see he's basically talking about his old videos. We'll get to football in a second, but I think it's interesting. To get to the point where you're getting the ick now in terms of what you're doing is a new thing for him to have to go through and to understand. And I think you're right that he needs to. He's very open. He's so open. I think he needs to find a way to communicate to himself without it being through that. But anyway,
as far as I know, that's his thing. Is it's about being humble and being open and honest. But you're doing it on a platform that doesn't that other people would take advantage of you for, and really other YouTubes will. Like, do you know how sick and horrible the YouTube industry is? If you're a YouTuber, you think of people that have made it big out of taking the piss out of other people. And then Joe Weller's being honest and open about his feelings, and scumbags won't leech off that. Of course they will.
Well, that's what I mean. I was kind of like, if you with something like the pro, but coming from a voice like Johnny Nelson, I think that's maybe just something a little bit different, hopefully. But I don't know, it just popped into my head, to be honest.
Johnny Nelson knows more about working under pressure than
anyone. And failing actually under pressure. That's what's like amazing about it. And I've been so busy with Twitch and everything, I haven't been able to put it out yet. But I'm so excited to put it out, because for those of you who don't know, Johnny Nelson's he's a presenter. You know his face from all of the big fights, but he's a world champion. I think he's got the record for the longest time as an undefeated world champion.
Yeah.
But it took him almost 12 years or something. Cruiserweight, sorry. It took him almost like 12 years or something and 3 attempts to become world champion. And we talk about it all, but in the first attempt, he shat the bed. He literally just fell apart. And you can find it on YouTube. You type in Johnny Nelson. I think it was in Sheffield, where he's from. His the fear in his eyes is unbelievable. But yeah, that's sort of. I don't know. I saw that video. I was like, ending this now. I was like, God, what does that mean? And then saw it. But you could just see there's probably a lot of people feeling that exact same way as Joe Weller, but he's just got a unique circumstance.
Yeah, I know we're going to end this conversation, Jim, but he's combining his natural feeling, his honesty, and still trying to play the game with YouTube and creating a title like Ending This Now is going to generate views, and he knows what he's doing, but at the same time he's playing with his own
emotions. Yeah, he needs to get out of that loop, doesn't he?
Like, Jim, you've picked the right time. Whether or not you become a massive success on YouTube is almost irrelevant. You've picked the time where you've arrived at a stage in your life where you can cope, you understand the way the world works. None of them do. None of them truly do. Like I don't keep banging on about KSI, but he hasn't lived at all. He's been a millionaire since he was 19 or whatever it was. He went to a private school. He has no idea what it means for a working class lad to grow up and then become successful and deal with the trappings. So it's and then for him to perpetuate the type of content he does is damaging. And hopefully, when he does actually grow up into a man, because he definitely isn't one yet, then he'll realize the damage he's done to people.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, there's a few people saying. I'm trying to figure out my mic here. Actually, Conor O'Shea, has Flav got a power cut?
No, just to bring that.
and actually, I should say again. Look, this probably there you go. See, do you want that? You don't want that, do you? Yeah. And I'm trying to figure out my sound. Hopefully, my sound's better. Can you tell me if it's better now? Hopefully, it is. It should be. Right. Let's talk about football. First things first, mate. So I was looking at basically just what's going on in the world at the moment when it comes to football. I think one thing is obviously the Euros is getting closer and closer, or it would have. It's obviously not happening now. It looks like it's going to be October by the time that they do it. But the first E that I saw, so where is it?
October to do what?
October to do the playoffs. So Republic Island are saying that they expect their Euro playoffs to be in October, so which makes sense because they're going to move it all along. And so the Euros is going to be next year. But we've had the last Euros was in 2016, and that was one of the options that people put forward. I'll see if I can find who it was. Was Eder. I can't even remember if I say his name right. It was like Eder. I think it was Eder, who was like the Portuguese striker. So John Bones Stones said Eder. And do you remember him? Like he's considering that was 4 years ago, and he was young at that moment in time. Normally, people who score the winners in the Euros, they go on to have good careers. They're known for big things. But he scored that goal, and he is now sort of slowly drifting away. What are your memories of Euro 2016?
I mean, being in Paris, isn't it? It's that I mean, I went to Paris 3 times in a month to watch football be played, and yeah, it was incredible. I don't know if I've ever told this story, but I was in Paris for a game. I can't remember who it was, with Matt Wilson from Ball Street, and we kind of, I wouldn't say we kind of sort of tricked our way into a dinner with Glenn Hoddle, Lee Dixon, the little short guy who presents BT Sport or BBC Sport, I can't remember his name, and some women. And I had dinner with some
women.
Yeah, there's some women there. I mean, it wasn't like that. It weren't like everyone was getting on the birds or anything. It was just they were like people that work for PR and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, it was a fascinating experience, and probably more exciting than less exciting than you'd think. I mean, by the third time, I was like, I don't want to get on the train and go to Paris.
yeah.
But that's just me.
Well, that's it. Like in terms of tournaments, the Euro 2016 was like our first one at Ball Street, and it was like, wow, we're really excited about this. This is going to be amazing. Blah 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 blah. And because it was in France, it was hectic. Like you could go out there and as much as you wanted to, although we left it bloody late to go out there. Eder, apparently it's pronounced, by the way. Sounds good, Ryan Cena. There we go. We're getting there now. So yeah, and we went to Denmark. We went to Austria, Iceland. We went to
Austria, Iceland. That was the best trip.
Yeah, and then we actually went to the fan parks for some of the other bits, or I did. I went to, so it was Ireland, Sweden. We were there for that, and then I was basically in fan parks a lot of the time getting gas. And actually, sorry, I did go to one game. I went to the first game. I went to Marseille, England. Right, yeah. England against that's the one E that we probably haven't spoken about. Well, or hasn't been offered as an option. Is talking about England as well. But yeah, England in that first game, I was in the Russia end. And you guys probably know about this, but if you don't, then go on Ball Street Channel and you can search it. You can find it, England versus Russia. We went to that game. It was all great. We're all really excited about it. And then we realised that we were in the Russia end, back row, the Russia end, me and my mate Dom. And then right at the end of the game, you remember the Russian fans stormed like in front of me. I was on like the second to last row at the back. And the guys, these Russian lot at the front, stormed over to the left. And I had an England shirt on. And I had 3 mates in front of me who also had England shirts on. And I thought, how am I going to get out of this? somehow we did. I don't know. It was a weird thing. That was a weird. The idea of sort of like running, storming a group of people is weird. If you're not gonna, I'm almost like, are you gonna back it up after that? Are you just gonna storm it, then run back, and then that's the end of it? I find that's a weird thing about hooligans.
Well, they had this weird thing about that. That was when they're it was like almost like a state-sponsored hooliganism, wasn't it?
God, I'm going to get done for copyright again. Hang on.
I'm like, why, there's that picture. Like,
Yeah, we're fine.
you not see that?
We should be all right this time.
It's been on for about ages.
Oh, is it? Shit.
Only Scottish football though, so there's no one watching from there.
Yeah, looking forward to the S one. That's
half the screen anyway. But yeah, they came over. They weren't drinking. Good English hooligans are pissed up, and they're ready to fight and throw some plastic furniture. But where Russian hooligans were, they were. What was it called?
They were a real deal, weren't they?
They had a plan. They had a plan. They had gum shields. They had mitts so they didn't break their hands. They had bum bags full of stuff. It was. I think it was blown out of all proportion, but there were some hairy moments, and it is what it is. I remember that game though. It was Eric Dyer scored another. Dyer scored a free kick, a quality free kick, the only one he's got in his career, I think. And
it was weird that he was taking free kicks, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah, it was odd. I mean, you couldn't argue with it because that was an absolute peach he scored. It was just outside the area, and he managed to put power and curl on it and just beat the wall. And we were I think it was a 1-1 or 1-0 up, and then they equalised later on, didn't they?
Yeah, right near the end. Sterling got booed. Rooney played centre midfield. I remember. Rooney, I thought actually had a really good game, and I remember coming back to Ball Street, and everyone's like, Robbie was like, This is a disgrace. This is a disgrace. We need Hodgson. He's a mess. And I was like, I think Rooney's done all right. And then we played Slovenia, and I thought again we did okay. And then the Wales game we snuck the win, didn't we? And then we were able to get through. And then Iceland happened, and then it's like one of those like, oh, I've tried to be really positive here, and now I can't. There's no way out. There's absolutely no way out. That Iceland game was bizarre, man. So that was our most successful video on Ball Street, wasn't it?
It was. It's not anymore, I don't think.
Is it not? I was at the Guardiola Mourinho once, taking past it.
It is, Jim.
Jack mate's in the chat. Hello, boy. I imagine you to be a bit of a hooligan, James. Absolutely. When I put Cockney Allcott on, then a lot of boys are in trouble, aren't they?
It is a weird thing about people playing 5-a-side or 11-side football. They suddenly turn into Cockney if they're within 10 miles of the M25, then they turn into Cockneys when they play 5-a-side.
Yeah, and I'm renowned for it. I'm an absolute disgrace when it
comes to
this. Go on, good sad. I did it. Rambo was saying to me, he was like, I didn't realise you spoke like that. Because obviously I've been like, hey guys, FPL, let's talk. Presenter voice. And then when we watched the Football Manager series, he was like, who's this bloke? Because I lost my mind.
What did you do in the Football Manager series?
I think I used Cockney Allcott was out, wasn't he? And yeah. And you can see more of Cockney Allcott because me and Flav, we're going to do this podcast with you lot. And then this week will be on my Twitch. Next week it might be on Flav's. Who knows? Actually, the next 2 days you're set. So after this, come onto Twitch. Me and Flav are going to play FIFA co-op seasons as QPR. Flav has got some sort of tactic that I'm supposed to.
Well, I've seen what you've got set up already, and it's just horrible.
Well, I haven't touched the setup because I just see the game. But yeah, me and Flav are going to take on. I mean, we might argue different styles. I imagine you'll just be like hoof it. I'd imagine. Is that what you do?
No, I play lovely technical tiki-taka football.
Tippity tap tap. Well, yeah. So come on Twitch and watch us play. And then tomorrow I'm going to be. This is just not going to go well. I'm going to be managing Flav and his mate John Bass, and it's just going to go bad.
Yeah. So just to give a little bit preview, so me and John Bass, another Spurs fan, we've been playing a game called. Can I say the actual full name?
You say what you want, mate. Yeah.
It's called Yids versus Kids.
Right.
Well, we play what we think are children on because it's children that play FIFA, right? Kids. And what we thought would be funny is a 38-year-old man in myself who's got a slightly round tummy and John Bass, who is just massive, sort of sitting down and playing co-op seasons against children in the hope that we can smash them up. But now we've reached season 2 and the kids they're lulling down in Division 4 and Division 5, and we're actually playing decent players now. And what's happened is this has become much more serious for us we started bickering with each other and blaming each other and arguing. Like I never thought I'd find myself arguing about FIFA online.
We're definitely going to argue as well. Are we not?
No. We'll be fine. Me and you, Jim, will be fine. But John Bassey's got an issue. He's got a problem. He's got an attitude problem, and there's an issue in the dressing room, right? And Jim, you're a calm head. You're not a Spurs fan. You can see things, from a distance that me and John can't. So you're going to be managing us through our FIFA stream tomorrow night, and if you can go there after this, twitch.tv/love the shirt, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, go to actually shut up, Flav. Shut your mouth. Go to my Twitch first, James Allcott. Follow me, and then come and join and enjoy a bit of FIFA action because I've got the PlayStation now up the lads, and then you go over to a bit of Flav afterwards. Today is my night, Flav. Tomorrow is your night.
All right, but I am just going to put the URL in the chat.
Okay. And I'm going to do the same.
Can you do it just a second after me?
Yeah, well, so just ignore that first link you see. The Nightbot will get that. No, I'm joking. So that's my one. And I'm trying to find yours. I was watching yours. It was class. Because John Bass is the kind of guy. John Bass is the type of guy to call Messi a toad. Which I enjoyed.
Yeah, John Bass is just Brexit, just for, for the stream.
Word of warning.
Pro-Brexit. So if you want to come in and give him shit, then please do. But become a follower before you do that, because I'm trying to make money off Twitch as well now.
Are you? Crazy. Yeah, lots of good clips, lots of good goals. I scored a screamer yesterday with Eze actually as well. So
James, what I've realised is that I can't make because I'm not admin on your fucking channel.
It's all right, I'm putting you in now. Here you go. Go follow us both. Done. It's fine.
I look like an idiot now because I put it in twice and I don't understand.
Bit of a beg.
Can you make me an admin on your channel, please, so I get that nice sort of gold thing around?
Yeah, I'll do it after.
I won't delete anything, I promise.
I'll do it after. Right, next person I want to talk to. So Eder, he is. Are there any other? This would be a good one for the chat. Get involved, guys. First of all, like the stream actually because it helped. Second one, Eder. Name me another player who scored a crucial goal and you never heard from him again.
I wouldn't say you never heard of him again, but Götze scored in the World Cup final and his career kind of fell off a cliff.
Yeah, that was funny, wasn't it?
What?
Like Götze was sort of everyone is expecting Götze to be amazing. Oh, did he?
Yeah, I think it's colitis or Crohn's or something.
Oh, people said I looked like him.
You do a little bit in terms of like you look like an adult, but you also look 8 years old. Götze was he left Dortmund to go to Bayern Munich, and then he got sick or a flare up, and then went back to Dortmund.
Yeah, it's the eyebrows, isn't it?
I don't know what you keep talking about your eyebrows. He's nothing wrong with your eyebrows.
He's got prominent eyebrows. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, so you're right. No, it's not just that. It's just you both look like you're 8 years old. Nothing to do with eyebrows. No 8-year-old has eyebrows like yours.
Okay.
Machado. Is it Machado or Machado? Machado?
That's the most bizarre goal that everyone remembers as well. Because he scored the last minute winner for Aston Villa. I mean, maybe that helped them win the league that year. But apart from that, it's not like a cup final goal. But I know what you mean. I get it. I understand. He was known for that goal. Look, load of people with Machado.
Who's the guy who scored for Man United? Scored it like come on as a sub.
Yeah. That was Machado. Yeah.
So why did you say Aston Villa?
I think he scored against Aston Villa, but it was just a league game. That's all it was.
It's just like Man United fans around the world probably don't know a great deal about the sport, getting hyped over someone who scored a goal.
Ben Watson for Wigan. Oh, that, mate. The Leicester City stuff and the Wigan FA Cup final, that is all I need. I need that. I just need one of those every sort of 8 seasons, and I'll always be able to believe in the lads. It's crucial, really. Emmanuel Bue, double E there. Jimmy Glass. Jimmy Glass as well.
Jimmy Glass, true. Emmanuel Bue, just on the E thing. He's one of them players that I thought was really good that Arsenal fans fully didn't appreciate.
Well, I did actually I can't. There's a quiz question that involves. No, I can't. I'm giving away stuff. I shouldn't. Do you know there's another E actually that scored a goal for Spurs and then was never seen again? Can you guess what it is? Begins with an E.
Eric Edmond.
Eric Edmond. Obviously, I'm not going to show it this time because we don't want to get the copyright.
Edmond. He scored like a 40-yard rocket at Anfield. And Wally, I mean, never saw him again by people that watch the Premier League, but he went back to Europe and did all right.
Zamora. Are you sure? Zamora scored in 2 playoff finals and generally had a very good career, actually. So he didn't score and then disappear.
He was absolute toilet for Spurs.
Steve Morrow.
So a lot of people won't know about Steve Morrow. What's the story about him? FA Cup against Sheffield Wednesday for Arsenal. What happened?
Yeah, so I remember this quite vividly because I was just starting to watch football. He went on and he came and played for QPR, and I remember his first couple of games he played all right. It was one of those where another series I'm doing on Twitch is I'm going to doing Championship Manager 0102, and you can do 1 month loans. Which is like, you don't do that anymore. But like you would, back in the day, you'd do a 1 month loan and then you'd go, yeah, he's pretty good. We'll have him for a bit longer. You might have a 3 month loan. And we did that with Steve Morrow.
We had that with Andy Booth. We had him on a month's loan. He played 3 games for Spurs.
Right.
Then we just let
him go back. Well, Steve Morrow had a good month with us. So we then signed him on a bloody 2-year deal or whatever it was. And it got to the point, he's one of those who got booed. It got to a point where his name would be called out and he got booed. That's how bad it was.
Steve Morrow obviously was a gooner, which...
there he is scoring the goal. Oh.
So that's against Sheffield Wednesday. So the most important thing is that no one remembers that goal, Steve Morrow, if you are watching. All we remember is that after the game, you jumped on Tony Adams' back and like the pleb you are, you fell off and broke your arm.
I don't think it was him though. Wasn't it Tony Adams lifted him up and dropped him? I thought the blame was on Tony Adams.
It was on him.
Okay. But yeah, so the greatest moment of his entire career, he scored the winner in I can't remember his League Cup final or FA Cup final. I want to say League Cup final. And so the greatest moment of his career, and it was the greatest moment of his career, and he got dropped by Tony Adams, broke his arm, had to go to hospital, didn't get the night out, didn't get to lift the trophy, didn't get to go around the ground of Wembley. Poor bloke. Mm. That's brutal.
I mean, yeah, no, it's good.
Other E's. I found this as well. So Samuel Eto'o, is he the greatest E? Do you know what I didn't realise, right? I reckon E is the weakest of all the letters when it comes to footballers. Or certainly the weakest we've had so far. You've got Eusebio. Yeah, Eusebio's good.
He's one of the best players that ever done it.
But is he top 10?
How many Ks are in the top 10?
I don't know. Should we the top 10 players of all time? Let's have a look. Because I bet there's not a single E in there. Well, who can we trust? Who can we trust?
Top 10 best soccer players of all time. There's always an issue there. So you got P for, you got M for Messi, M for Maradona. M's got to be the best, isn't it? C for Cruyff, Beckenbauer.
Yeah,
Ronaldo, Platini,
Di Stefano, Puskás. Eusebio made it in there. The old Black Panther.
He can't be.
Is that allowed? Can you still call him the Black? Can you not just say the Panther? Do you need to say black? Are there different colours?
You don't need to anymore. You probably at that time
the Panther. The Panther they called him.
So he's definitely, because there was two M's in there. He's in the top 9. So what you just said about the letters.
yeah. All right. He's in the okay. Yeah, good point.
Top 9.
Yeah, that's a good point. I just don't think that there's not much depth there. You got Eto'o.
Pele's a bit of a myth, isn't he?
Pele is a bit of a myth. His goal scoring record is, see, the score of 760 official goals. See, this guy's actually thought about what he's been doing here, because the 1,000 mark is pretty embarrassing. I did a video actually, and I looked into it all because he was claiming something else about how he got sent off once, and when he got sent off, the opposition fans cried or something stupid like that. Something ridiculous like that. Something insane.
Be humble.
I think I called it Pele needs to stop lying. That was the name of the video.
Be humble. Be humble. It's but like I know a kid called Marlon at Sunday League, and he scored.
He was better than him. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying unofficial goals in a season. I think he scored 160 in one Sunday league. He got picked up by Chelsea. He scored 160 goals in a season. Like you're talking about Pele scoring 760 official goals. Like Marlon's got 160 unofficial goals, and he hasn't even. He was 14.
There you go. Point proven. Right, James Allen, Stefan Effenberg. Yep, he was good. He was good. Michael Essien. There's one. I bet we've all got that player who, because I looked him up as well, Essien, and his career in terms of games, he didn't have that many games. Obviously, he was amazing. Was he better than Kante? Similar kind of player, aren't they?
In what way? What are you saying?
In terms of like incredible stamina, incredible in terms of getting around the pitch, still great on the ball, could drive with the ball, didn't score that many goals, played for Chelsea.
Oh, that's what you were saying. No, he wasn't. I mean, the SCM was great, but what Kante did with Leicester and then a lesser Chelsea side means that he was much better. You'd have Kante over SCM all day. Everybody would.
I smell a chat pole. I don't know. Oh, no, Kante's a joke, isn't he? Kante's an absolute joke. 37 SCN. So he's sort of still actually quite young. He's still playing.
You haven't brought. Has he? Who's he playing for?
So he's playing for Sabail in the Azerbaijan Premier League.
Give it
midfielder.
Up. Give it up, mate. Grow up, will you? How about Edgar Davids? You haven't talked about him. Was that a D?
That's a D, I'm afraid. Surnames only, please. Yeah, but look, the injuries. He was undone by those. And like I was saying, there are a lot of those players that could have been just like different level. Bit like Ali Fowlin, who didn't get to enjoy that because of it. And Essien, I reckon Essien would be probably being held in just as high a regard if he'd been fit. If you look at his games here, so what's that total? How many years has he been playing? Since 2000 he's been playing. He hasn't got his total appearances, but he's only played over 100 games for one team, Chelsea, 168.
Unloyal, disloyal.
Bad knees. Matt Elliott, God, do you remember him?
Yeah, just a fug at the back, wasn't he? Leicester.
Yeah.
Stuck his head in it.
Rob Earnshaw, Conor O'Shea, I remember him. Rob Earnshaw.
Guess that's Makelele or Kante. What? Like again? Is this what's this motivated by? Why are you comparing those?
Defensive midfielders, mate. Defensive midfielders.
Who are also, I mean, let's be honest about what people are doing in your chat.
Sure. Jack Nesbitt, Eduardo at Arsenal. Is his leg break one of the most famous injuries?
No, but I mean it is bad, but it's not as bad as bust. It's not as bad.
That's that's generational though. Boost, wasn't it, David? No, Boost.
Sorry, but you know what's great about this?
Oh God! Look away now! Look away now if you don't want to see that David Boost injury.
Why would you show it? No one wants to see that shit. Why are you laughing?
He's fine. I'm not laughing.
He's not fine. He had half a leg at the end. Literally, they photographed his leg about 6 years later, and half of his leg was missing.
Oh God! Yeah. Look, yeah. That was horrible. I remember that.
I can't.
Oh God! Okay, yeah, let's get away from that. Let's get away from that.
So, yeah. So I mean, in terms of the injuries, you know what's great? There was nothing great about a fellow. What's about a pro footballer?
No. So fellow professional.
There's nothing wrong with a fellow professional footballer getting injured. But like, if it has to happen, then it should happen to Arsenal players. But you don't want to see it unless it's. I mean, you don't want to see it, right? But what's great to come out of that is Stoke and Arsenal fans now loathe each other because Arsenal fans went on this fucking proper weird witch hunt on Shawcross like he was a murderer, which is...
My mate Craig gets really upset about that.
Ruined his reputation. In terms of their hatred of Arsenal, there was a strong bond between Tottenham and Stoke because Stoke see what Arsenal fans are and obviously Spurs fans know what Arsenal fans are. So,
is that it? You're done?
I mean, we all know that what they are. I don't want to say it on your stream because it's family friendly.
Yeah, class out. That's it, mate. That's good. Good. We're going to make you Brown fan friendly. I promise. He is Samuel Eto'o. I want to talk about him because someone actually put in the chat Jose Enrique, who was a good player. John Eustace we will not be talking about. Oh, by the way, the Football Manager is back tomorrow, 4 p.m. Me and Loz on Twitch.
He didn't go up.
Yeah, we
Oh,
can
on
go
Twitch.
again on Twitch.
You're going again.
We're going again. We need to sort it
feel
out.
like you can
We've got
do
a
it
lot
this
of problem
time,
with the
Jim?
finance. I'm actually a bit nervous about the sort of the transfers and the finances. So yeah, that's a bit nerve wracking. Got Loz on Thursday, and then I feel like I need a bit of a tutorial when it comes to Twitch, and also just a bit of help in terms of transfers. I mean, and despite Dr. Benji bringing in Danny Graham for me because we got 500 likes, and then he was just a fat blob for us. He has got the knowledge, so I'm bringing him in on Thursday. So there's a lot of transfer stuff to be done.
Can I just ask something, Jim? Am I in your top 5 friends?
Yeah.
And does this Football Manager stream mean more to you than our friendship?
It's QPR.
Come, Jim, it's a game. Does it mean more?
No, of course not. Of course not. That was a joke.
What? So I've been on it for an hour.
All right, we'll get you on, mate. We'll get you on.
Oh,
Thing is, Loz is committed.
I don't want to be on like that. I don't want to be on like that.
Loz is. If you're going to be difficult, we'll get you on.
I want you to want me.
Okay, I get it. No, I do want you. I just don't want you to make decisions on transfers. I want someone who knows a touch more than you, because you're just going to go 4-4-2. I want you there for the passion.
Not come on. I just want to be wanted by you.
Yeah. Well, I do want you to come on, but I'm fortunate that Loz has shown huge commitment thus far, and he deserves his place.
I'm not saying he doesn't deserve his place. Just where was
he?
Do
more streams
when that shit happened to you? Where was he? I was there with you.
I remember.
You were bleeding out of.
Yeah.
And it wasn't nice.
We don't need to.
And I cleaned you up.
You did.
Loz didn't. Loz doesn't even know about that.
Yeah, it's just weird he kept antiseptic wipes on yourself. Anyway. Samuel, so yeah, if you want to join me on Twitch and do that, highlights package on YouTube, so don't worry if you can't watch it, but if you want to watch the whole thing, it's there. So yeah, Jose Enrique, who was okay, I guess he was good, but what I noticed, Samuel Eto'o is another one. He's probably up there with Eusebio, and then I started to think, how many Real Madrid players have played for Barcelona or played for both, basically? And if you look through it, the players that have played for both. Imagine this happening at different teams and like the hatred that would be there. It would be absolutely insane. So, right, Luis Figo, that's the most famous one, isn't it?
Yep.
Your pig's head. And actually, look, 240, that shows with Essien, right, how few games he played. Barcelona, 249 games. Real Madrid, 239 games. Right, and they're really annoyed about that, supposedly, right? Bernd Schuster, who's a DM as well. Who's better, Bernd Schuster or N'Golo Kante? Ronaldo. So here's one. You totally forget, don't you? Everyone just let it go. The fact that Ronaldo played for both.
You know what it's about? It's the ego-driven La Liga of the two kind of monolithical teams in La Liga. Is that they will let it go because they realise that they're together. They are Spanish football, and so sharing players in their completely kind of egotistical mindset isn't, why wouldn't you play for Real Madrid? Why wouldn't you play for Barcelona? Like that's what it is. Real Madrid and Barcelona isn't a real rivalry. It's not formed out of a conflict between fans, areas, towns, a rivalry of it's formed out of just two really good football teams that go at it every season. So it's not real. They don't really hate each other.
All right. Well, I guess But it's
probably
called like El Clasico, and it's called this big derby. It's
by the TV companies. TV companies. El Clasico is the shittest game to watch. It's full of arseholes that just fall over. Like I don't even know what Pepe was, right? Before I watched the El Clasico, and I hate him because of it.
God, something's just happened. What is this
sound? I don't know. It will be a video on Daily Mail. You're on Daily Mail. That's your payment.
Yeah, but there's Javier Saviola. We were looking at him for Championship Manager 0102. Couldn't get him through the door, unfortunately, for Stoke City with our 1.5 million budget. He was one that sort of disappeared, didn't he? Or he sort of flittered about. Did he come to the Premier League?
Kind of. No, I don't think he ever did, actually.
I don't think.
Do you remember Diego, a midfielder? Diego.
Do you remember Jose Dominguez?
Oh yeah, of course they. Diego. They might have been.
Diego. What for who?
he was like, I think he's a Portuguese midfielder, and he was like tipped to be a massive thing, and then ended up being shit. I was thinking
Yeah.
about Championship Manager.
Javier Saviola didn't play for anyone in the Prem. There was a series of sort of like Maradona sort of pretenders. What, like Javier Saviola and, do you remember this guy? Oh God, I spelled it wrong. Ariel Ortega.
Of course, I remember him, but he wasn't like a pretender. I mean, no one's going to be Maradona, but he was a good player, Ortega.
Saviola was supposed to be the one. I think Champman hurt him. That was so interesting. Miles Jacobson was saying that like agents of players would like sort of seek him out and get really annoyed at him and Football Manager, because on the game, if players were bad, it could cost them a move, because many professional clubs look at them. It's mad.
Yeah. They look at it as a database. I mean, it's an incredibly useful tool. Even Arsene Wenger said that he used to use the games to some extent.
Yeah, I think Andres Villas-Boas was the first guy to do it. He must have stopped doing it once he went to. Maybe that was the Lucky Seven. Was it like, what were they called after you sold Bale?
The Magnificent Seven. Or I would just call them just 7 blokes.
Yeah.
But yeah, we sold Bale and signed 7 players that we thought was going to win us the league. You learn some harsh, swift lessons in football as a fan.
Georgie Hadji, 1994. I quite like having white socks over my socks, like he has here. They're good Lotto boots there as well.
I've seen you do that.
Yeah, and Samuel Eto'o, who we were talking about, only Real Madrid had the mayor here. They let him go to Mallorca. He was there before.
Oh, they let him go to Mallorca. So he's when he played for Mallorca, I think he scored against Arsenal where he nutmegged Sol Campbell, buried it, and then dedicated to Spurs fans.
Did he?
I feel like it's true.
He was good. 587 games, 293 goals. He got to a point, and so he was the best paid footballer in the world in 2011 when he went to Anzi Makaklakala. Yeah. Remember that? 53 games, so he did stick it out. To be fair to him, 25 goals, good return.
He won the Champions League with Inter Milan.
Yeah, and he sort of, I think after that was the sort of that was the breaking point for him.
Did he win the Champions League with Inter Milan actually, or was he signed after he won Champions League?
He did, because he sacrificed. I feel like he sacrificed himself for it.
Well, Mourinho left, and then Benitez took over, and I remember Spurs played Inter Milan at White Hart Lane, and it was like the champions of England were coming, and they had Mike on at right back, and Bale tore it up. That just ended his career. Literally, the first time I've ever seen a career ended in 90 minutes. Eto'o, I think he scored. I think we went 2-0 up and they scored 1. But yeah, I think Eto'o was still there then. But yeah, Eto'o was incredible. He was a great player.
Yeah. You won the Champions League. Yeah, I remember the legendary performance helped Inter eliminate Bayern Munich 3-2 with an aggregate score 3-3, winning on away goals. And then they beat Barcelona, didn't they, as well? Mourinho ran on the pitch like a nutter. So yeah. But yeah, I think Eto'o is probably the second best. Eusebio is the best E of all time, and Abire Eze probably number 3.
Yeah, absolutely. I think someone just pulled me up on the comments, which is fair. KEN says, I mean, Flav, it is full of knobs, but to say has no political or regional rivalry isn't actually true, is it? Yeah, no, as I was saying, politics is probably more political than any other football game apart from Rangers and Celtic. All I mean is that it's just shit, innit? It's just full of arseholes and people diving in shithousery. And there's nothing more wholesome than a good Stoke versus Port Vale on a Tuesday night. You're right. I was, that was stupid of me. I just got lost in my own.
We'll run through your favourite E's for the last 3 minutes, and then we're off to do some twitching at half past. Sounds weird, doesn't it?
We're playing FIFA on Twitch. FIFA. You're not twitching, are you?
Going to be twitching on the old one of these bad boys.
I'm genuinely worried because I'm starting to build up a reputation as a top FIFA player.
Right. Well, do you know what? Was anyone watching my stream yesterday where I tested out my stream for FIFA and saw the improvement? It was insane.
All I would say,
start
Jim,
to
is that you
finish.
don't know who you're like. Sometimes you play against someone like 4-year-old kids. And
Neither
other
do
times
you. Neither do you, though. So
Well,
at
and
what
I know.
point? At what point do we give ourselves some props for some
Well,
quality
you just
pibbity
don't know
pop?
whether or not you don't know if you've improved or not. I'll tell you if you have.
All right, we'll soon find out. Well, yeah, join us on Twitch. Hogan Ephraim, bloody good player. SCM, we've done that. Johnny Evans, probably one of the most underrated players in the Premier League.
That's fair. It's just he looks shit. And he just looks like a.
Yeah.
Just looks like he should be an apprentice in B&Q.
Someone said Edmundo. Do you remember him?
Edmund, well, there's been a few of them, but the one that absolutely smashed that geezer in the face for Brazil. And I
Yeah,
think
but
he was at Valencia at the time.
the reason I remember Edmundo is because, do you remember the goal he scored in the FIFA World Club, the inaugural, I think it was the first one. He was playing for Flamengo. They played Man United, and he got past the ball, and he did this little, like, you know when someone passes you the ball and you're going to like flick it up and boot it?
Yep.
He did the sort of flick up bit to the side with extra spin to his right-hand side, right? And Gary Neville was right up his bum. He span to his left. The ball went to his right, and he went and met it on the other side and scored. Absolutely incredible goal. And I know him beautiful for that and that alone. What else you got, you lot? Ched Evans, believe that. John Eustace, Snake, Patrice Evra. Patrice Evra, bloody good left back. I still don't know what I'd like to know the truth. Steve Earle, been looking for a new chair, James? Yes, yes, I have. You've seen that in the ads. F and a cuckoo. Rory messaged me, literally just said this morning, F and a cuckoo. I was like, correct. Because I put it on
F
Twitter.
and a coconut mushroom is what they used to call him on fantasy.
F and a coconut mushroom, why?
F and a coconut mushroom. They were advertising confectionery with football players. It was F and a coconut mushroom and Robbie Flake.
Robbie Flake. That's good. Eze. Yes, you're going to be able to watch some Eze now. So that was
Jim. Rob Turner's digging you out in the comments. Like Rob Turner's coming to your channel. Like you could be anywhere else on YouTube. You could be anywhere else on the internet. He said you're a bit meh at FIFA.
Wow,
he's just starting, Rob. How about you support him, mate? Yeah. How about you support him? Support him. He's trying to make something of his life.
Support the lads. And you,
not just the lad. No, support James Allcott. He's trying to make something of life. He's doing things. He's working technical shit out so we can do this. And you come onto his comments. You come onto his comments and start digging him out because he's played 2 games of FIFA and you say he's a bit meh. Think of the second time you had sex. I bet you were a bit meh then.
Yeah. In terms of having sex with FIFA, I've only had sex about 6 times. So, yeah, okay, maybe I am a little bit meh.
Times just that.
As I've said to a referee many a time, I'm lost at the moment, but I will soon be found. Flav's going to bring the tactics.
Rob Turner is a Patreon, so let's just sort of give him everything he has said. Like Rob, we
didn't mean that.
Well, they didn't mean it at all. What we just did was we
banter.
We went just banter.
Yeah.
Look, relax.
And we know you can take it because you get it. You get it on a different level to other people who aren't Patreon.
Don't take your money away. Please don't take your money. Don't take your money away.
Right, Flav, you want to play FIFA?
Yeah, definitely. Let's go.
Sweet. Right, we're going to go do that right now. Thank you, Domley, Rui Goodwin, Rob Turner, you get a thank you. James Allen, Adam Lewis, all the lads, James Hillier, Coat22, L Dog, Ali Alarabi, all of you lot for supporting the pod. Let's go play FIFA. Right.
Good. Bye.
Bye.
What do we do, Jim?
Hang on.